Welcome to the Mortuary Masterclass, brought to you by the Champion Company, where preservation meets purpose, and every step is part of your journey to safer solutions. In this episode, we will take a few minutes to walk through a real milestone on the journey to safer solutions, and also to provide an option to help you serve the increasing number of families requesting natural or green burials. We'll examine the chemistry behind Champion's fourth-generation Ecobalming line of products called the Enigma line. If you're listening while you embalm, drive, or move through your day, think of this as a colleague talking with you, not at you. First, some respect where it's due. Formaldehyde is the reason embalming became what it is. It preserved, restored, and sanitized at a time when nothing else could. It carried this profession for more than a century, and it's absolutely the foundation we all learned on. Embalmers evolve, families evolve, expectations evolve, and the profession is continually opening new on-ramps for safer, more flexible options, eco-balming being one of them. Champion's Enigma line isn't meant to replace what already works. It represents the fourth generation in a longer progression of improved choices. We started with reduced exposure blends, moved into formaldehyde-free aldehyde systems, and now there's an option built around non-hazardous, fully transparent chemistry with a clean sheet SDS, something the industry hasn't had before. No mystery ingredients, no trade secrets, just open chemistry backed by research. To understand why that matters, we have to acknowledge where embalming held steady for so long. For over a century, not much change. While the world moved fast, green burial, natural options, and higher expectations for workplace safety, our core chemistry stayed the same. When the most familiar story we reference is still how Lincoln was embalmed, it's a sign the profession is ready for more pathways forward. Enigma offers one of those pathways. It reframes the modern tenets of embalming into something aligned with today's needs: public safety and sanitation first, cosmetic restoration second, and temporary preservation third. Not long-term rigidity, not anatomical hardness, and not unrealistic expectations of extended viewings, just a dignified, natural delay that supports the funeral timeline without unnecessary hazard in the workspace. One of the biggest shifts is that Enigma is used without water. Water has always been the quiet saboteur, diluting reactions, resolubilizing proteins, and leaving tissues waterlogged. Enigma bypasses that by using a near-anhydrous carrier of propylene glycol, a food-grade, pharmaceutical-grade ingredient that biodegrades rapidly in soil, water, and air. It means that natural or green burial with Enigma carries almost no environmental footprint. Now let's talk chemistry in a way that lands whether you're driving or working. Enigma relies on a trio of eco-friendly active agents: vanillic aldehyde, guaiacol, and eugenol, essential oil-derived components familiar from everyday life. Vanillic aldehyde gives vanilla its recognizable scent. Guaiacol comes from the guaiacum tree and appears in cough drops, balms, and antiseptic soaps. Eugenol is the clove oil aroma we all know from the dental office. These aren't industrial toxins. They're compounds with long histories in food, fragrance, and medicine. Their environmental half-lives are short, hours to days, and they biodegrade cleanly without accumulating in soil or water. Vanillic aldehyde breaks down aerobically in about 5 days and in sunlight in under 5 hours. Guaiacol and eugenol degrade efficiently in biological treatment systems, sometimes completely. Propylene glycol breaks down 85 to 91% within a few weeks. All of this is supported by decades of published data. So what does this mean for your day-to-day work? Pause. We call it eco-balming. You can achieve chemostasis, a slowing of decomposition, for 3 to 5 days, sometimes longer with refrigeration, without exposing yourself to carcinogenic vapors. You get natural, hydrated, cosmetically pleasing tissue rather than formaldehyde hardness. And you protect your own health while performing your craft at a high level. Enigma also mirrors the workflow you already know. There's a cavity fluid called Enigma cavity, an arterial solution called Enigma arterial, a topical application called Enigma topical, and a solid compound called Enigma compound made with biodegradable corncob grit. The arterial fluid contains tiny amounts of FD and C-Red 40 or Red 3, the same food dyes used in sports drinks, producing negligible environmental impact, even in natural burial settings. Everything in Enigma is used undiluted. No math, no dilution charts, no, wait, how many ounces was that again? Just pure product doing its job. Slow injection, intermittent drainage, 2.5 to 3 gallons arterial at minimum, and 2 bottles of cavity after aspiration. Re-aspirate when conditions call for it. And on those delayed or compromised cases, the ones that make you sigh before you even put on your PPE, you can boost the arterial by adding a bottle of cavity fluid directly to the tank. A little supercharge never hurt anyone. Now there is one thing Enigma isn't designed to do: long-term anatomical preservation. And honestly, that's the point. If a family needs extended holding times or advanced restorative work, traditional embalming or Millennium New Era formulas still have an important place on the shelf. This isn't about replacing the past. It's simply about expanding the menu of safer, modern choices. And let's be real, the world is asking for more choices. Families want greener options, professionals want safer workspaces, regulations are tightening, cremation trends keep climbing. The profession is being nudged, politely but firmly, toward modernization, whether we stroll into it or get dragged by our lab coats. Enigma offers a bridge forward. It's another path embalmers can take when they want a non-hazardous, fully transparent, research-backed approach that still supports the modern tenets of embalming. It's simply one more way to practice the craft with care, precision, and respect for both today's families and today's workplace. So as you move through your work today, it's worth reflecting on how much the profession has evolved and how many different routes embalmers have taken to serve their communities well. Think about the generations who built their practice on formaldehyde, the embalmers who later explored reduced exposure blends, the professionals who adopted formaldehyde-free millennium formulas, and now the embalmers who are adding ecobalming as another modern option in the toolkit. To learn more about how to use the Enigma products, check out our next episode. Thanks for tuning in to this special edition of the Mortuary Masterclass, championing the prep room with purpose, because embalmers matter, and every step forward is part of your journey to safer solutions. That's the champion difference.